So today I'm going to show you how to resize images in Photoshop so that they fit appropriate dimensions you need for the site. And the example I'm going to use is in the latest news widget because I'm assuming you guys are going to change these photos out regularly. Now, the most important thing to know when you're going to resize a photo is what size you need it to be. That is the first thing. You can't go and just hope for the best. You have to have actual numbers. So in this case, we want it to be this size. And in order to find out what size this photo is, you right click on the photo and go to view image info. Now I'm on a Mac, but any computer would have the same function or selection. It might be called something else, but essentially you're just trying to get the image information. Like it might say view image properties or something like that. So you right click and select view image info, and then here in dimensions, 350 by 197. That is the dimensions of the photo. So that is the dimensions of what you want to resize your new photo. Okay, so we're going to go to Photoshop, and I'm going to open a photo. And these are all my Shaladio photos. Let's choose this one, just for example. Now, there are 3 ways to do this. Step 1 is the one you're probably going to use the most, and it's the easiest. And you're going to select this crop tool, okay? And then once you select that crop tool, you'll have this menu bar up here, and it'll say width and height. You want to enter the dimensions of what you want the photo to be. The width is going to be 350, and you're going to put px, which is for pixels, and the height is going to be 197 px. Now, once you do that, the crop box will automatically create the dimensions for you. So what you do is you press and drag, and this is the size of the photo. Now you can make it big or you can make it small. Either way, the dimensions are going to be exactly what you need to fit into this space. So we're obviously going to make it big. And then you hit this check mark here. And then it's exactly the size that you need to fit right here. So that's step 1, and that is probably the easiest. Make sure you save it, and then you can upload it into that space. The other way to do it would be if you don't know the dimensions, or if you don't have the dimensions, but you know around what shape or size you want your photo to be. So say you want to resize your photo to be a square. You would again select this crop tool. Then if you hold down the shift button while you drag, it will be a perfect square. That is a perfect square. And then you can move it to fit exactly where you want to crop it. Like obviously we wouldn't crop it like this. We would crop it so this guy's in the middle. And then hit the check button, and there's your perfect square. If you don't hold the shift button while you drag, you can make it any size you want. You can make it a square, you can make it a rectangle, you can make it longer, and then just hit the check, and it'll be cropped to that size, and then you save it. The third way is not necessarily to crop the photo, but to make it smaller or larger. The size of this photo, the actual pixels, is enormous. If I click view actual pixels, this photo is going to be huge. And it's going to be a lot of memory. So if you want to minimize it and just make the entire photo, reduce it in size, you would go to image, image size, and then click %, and you can make it 50%. and it would reduce in size by 50%. And that's how you would reduce the entire image as a whole, as opposed to if you wanted to crop it and just change the size to fit a specific dimension. So those are the 3 ways you can adjust the size in Photoshop. Again, the one I would recommend is the first one, which is selecting the crop tool, finding out exactly what size you need your image to be. And a good tip for that, especially if you're swapping out images, is again, go to the current image, check the size, make sure you know exactly what size that image is before you replace it. Because once you delete that image, there's no way of knowing the size. It's gone. So always try to view the image info, look at the dimensions, write them down if you have to, so you know, and then choose your image, put in those dimensions up here, crop it, and it'll be exactly the size you need. And then just hit the checkbox and save it. And that's it.